Hello, my name is Jason Johnson, and thank you for watching my videos. I hope they're helpful for you. And if you have any questions or feedback, you can leave a comment below, and I do appreciate the interaction that you provide. Or if you have questions, I'll try to get back with you as quick as possible. Okay, well, this video is going to be how do you update your iOS on a switch or a router in Packet Tracer. I am using Packet Tracer 7.0. And if you go in here and do the, I'm using the 7.x version here. And let's just say, for example, that we're working with our Packet Tracer, and I go in here and I want to put a new switch in, and I'm going to do a 2960. And I go in here and I check this, and I look at my command line, and as it's booting up, I notice that it's got the 12x, or it's got the 12.2 iOS version. Well, I want the newer version on there. I want the 15x. So what I'm going to do is I can just go ahead and leave this switch up and running. And I'm just going to minimize that there. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here to End Devices. I'm going to click on Generic here on the servers, and I'm going to drop a generic server out here. And the great thing about Packet Tracer is if we go ahead and click on that server and click on Services, and then go down here to TFTP Services, the TFTP service, you'll notice that we've got some different files on this TFTP server. And the service is turned on, so we can connect to it and do that. But if I scroll down, I'm going to see some 2960s here, and I'm going to see 3 versions here, and I'm going to see the 15X version here. And I want to be able to put that on my switch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a notepad, and if you've noticed here, I've already typed it in, so save some time here. But I do it to 2960-LANbase K9-MZ.150-2.se4.bin. So I'm just going to type that in. There's not a real easy way to copy and paste that. I wish there was. But I'm just going to type that in. I'm going to minimize that for now. And now I'm going to come over here to my desktop area. I'm going to go to my IP configuration. I have to put an IP address because we need to connect to that service. And so I need an IP address on there. So I'm just going to do 192.168.10.10. We'll just do that, 192.168.10.10. We'll leave that as a /24 because we don't need to get fancy with our subnetting. And we don't need this service anymore, so we're just going to go ahead and close that window down. And then we're going to connect these two with a copper. We're on our Ethernet here, so we'll go fast Ethernet 0 on that side, and we'll just do the fast Ethernet 01 on that side. And if we fast forward time, our line comes up and it's running. And now we are ready to go in and put our IP address on our switch. So we're going to come in here to our command line, and we're going to go ahead and here, we're going to say enable. And then we're going to do config T so we can get into the configuration. And then we're going to configure our interface VLAN 1. And so we're configuring our VLAN interface 1 now. And we're going to put our IP address on here. So, and let me widen this out so we can see that here. So we're going to do IP address, and we're going to do 192.168. And we have to have it in the same subnet. So we're going to do 10. Let's just go ahead and put .1 on this one. Even though it's not a gateway, we have just a switch on there. And then we have to put our subnetting on there. So our /24. So those can see each other. So .0. We're going to do no shutdown so that it changes to a state of up. And then we're going to do exit. And now what we can do is if we can ping, we might want to ping that just to make sure that that's up. We could do that if we were going to check that. So we could ping 192.168.10.1, and we can see if it's going to be able to ping that and get that through. So it's going to take it a second the first time, and then we got to reply back. So it had to build the ARP table there, and so we can ping that again and just make sure, yep, it's going through. So now we can see that we can see the server, or the server can see the switch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the switch and we're going to update that iOS. Okay, so now we're going to come in and we're going to copy that file over from the TFTP server. So we're just going to come in here and we're going to enable our privileged exec mode. And then we're going to do a copy, and we know, make sure that, see, we can do a copy. That's our command. We're going to do a copy TFTP : / press enter, and it's going to give us the address or the name of the remote host, and that's 192.168.10.10. It's going to ask us for our source file name, and this is why we copied it down, because instead of we're just going to copy and paste this time. And so we're just going to paste that in there. We're going to press enter. And then it's going to ask, is that the destination file that we want to go to? And we're going to confirm that, yes. And it's going to copy it. And obviously on a regular switch, it's going to take a little bit more time. You know, things work a little bit, Packet Tracer speeds things up a little bit for you. And we're going to check and make sure that it copied correctly. So we're going to do a dir. And certainly we have our directory there. We've got our 12 version. We got our 15 version. And we're going to enter our config T mode. So we're going to be in configuration. We're going to type boot system. And we're going to paste our name in there again. Paste that file name in there. So we're going to paste that in there, press enter, and that put that in there. And now we're going to copy our running over to our we're going to copy our running over to our startup. Out of configure. Yeah, there we go. Hold on. I got to back out of configuration mode here. Let's back out one more. There we go. So copy, run, start, and it's going to ask us if that's the right one. We're going to say yes, and we should be able to exit that. So let's do a reload. I'm going to proceed with the reload. And if everything worked right, see, there it goes. It's loading 15X. And when that boots up, that should give us the 15X version that we can work with. And there we go. And almost there. And hey, we got this video done under 10 minutes, which was my goal. And that should show us there. So now we can go in and we can do enable, we can do show version, and now we can look at our version. We've got the 15X on there. See, software version 15. And that's how you update your iOS version on a 2960 switch in the Packet Tracer 7X version. And that should work going forward, but if not, I'll do videos in the future that update that. So hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I do appreciate that. Make sure you share my videos because I appreciate that too. And if you've got any feedback, leave those in the comments below. I hope you have a great day.